Now, the first play of the fourth quarter. The Raiders have a 1st and 10 at their own 42-yard line. They're currently down 16-10, and they're just coming off a sequence where they'd had a big kick return. It took them 2 plays to get in the end zone to make it 16-10. They then forced a Chiefs 3-and-out, got the ball back, and this is their second play on their next drive. Trying to come down and now with an opportunity to score to take the lead. So the Raiders come out in 12 personnel. They've got 1 running back and they've got 2 tight ends here and then 2 wide receivers. The Chiefs have matched here in base personnel. So since there are 2 tight ends, the Chiefs are in base with 3 linebackers and 4 defensive backs. The Chiefs end up playing cover 1 man and they end up blitzing a linebacker. So their deep safety is Brandon Cooks and they blitz Leo Chanel. So they're rushing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tranquil is responsible for the running back and Bolton is responsible for the inside tight end. So the Raiders start by running a jet motion. And so they end up passing off responsibilities here. So what it looks like might actually be the case on this initial play call is that Joshua Williams is guarding him, and the outside tight end is actually Brandon Cooks. And I'm guessing Reed would be the deep safety in this alignment. But what happens is Tucker goes in motion. So now Williams takes the outside tight end. Cook becomes the deep safety. And Reed becomes responsible for the jet sweeping Tucker. So what they do is they run deep crossers. Deep crosser here. Deep crosser there. This tight end stays in the block. The running back will leak out late. And Tucker is going to take his jet sweep and convert it to a deep route down the sideline. So let's watch this in action. He converts it to a deep route down the sideline up here. And it really looks like Justin Reed is not prepared for Tucker's speed, especially because he's got a running start. And he doesn't respect his speed enough to get enough depth quickly on this route. And Tucker ends up running right by him. Reed ends up stumbling in his attempt to keep up with him. And Tucker just makes a catch here and goes right down the sideline for a touchdown. All of a sudden, I really think it was just 4 offensive plays sandwiched around a Chiefs 3-and-out. The Raiders went from being down 16-3 to getting a 17-16 lead. So again, they set it up by having him run a jet sweep motion and just go straight up the field. And it really looks like Reed just wasn't ready for how fast he was. You can see it here from the end zone cam. Again, you can see the change in responsibility. It looks like Williams was going to be guarding him, Cook was going to be taking a tight end, and Reed was going to be deep. So they ended up, you see them communicating the change of responsibility as the jet sweep comes across. And there's the throw. Reed has already fallen down at this point, and the Raiders get a touchdown. Now, this play might look familiar to some Chiefs fans. Maybe the Raiders were even scouting the Chiefs when they decided to use this play. And to see where we might have seen this before, let's go back to when the Chiefs and Raiders played in 2022. This plays from Week 18 of the 2022 season. The Chiefs were playing in Vegas, and they needed a win to clinch the 1 seed. This is the second play of the game. The Chiefs here had a 2nd down and 5, I believe. And they line up in this formation. They've got 3 tight ends on the field. So this ends up being 13 personnel. Here's your 1 running back, Pacheco. There's Travis Kelce, 1 tight end. This is Blake Bell and Noah Gray. So they end up with 3 tight ends here on the field, and their 1 wide receiver is Justin Watson. Now look, Justin Watson comes across the formation, Travis Kelce ends up running an over. Noah Gray runs a deep over. And Justin Watson takes a jet sweep down the field. The same route combination that we saw the Raiders do in the game this week. Mahomes hits Justin Watson going down the sideline. And this ends up being a 67-yard gain that sets up the Chiefs' first touchdown in what ultimately would be a blowout. But again, look at the route combination. So similar. You've got Kelce going across, Gray going across, Watson going down the field from that jet sweep action. We can see it here from the end zone view. There goes Watson. The only difference here being that the Raiders were running a zone defense instead of man. But there's Mahomes hitting Watson going down the sideline. I mean, those plays look so similar. You gotta feel like the Raiders had to have been using that route combination for a reason, right? Maybe it's just coincidence that the Chiefs did the same thing to the Raiders just 2 years ago, but I'm gonna guess probably not. In any case, it was a nice play. It worked for the Chiefs against the Raiders, and it worked very well for the Raiders against the Chiefs this Black Friday.